So Kenny, you love debt?
I absolutely love debt. Yeah, of course.
Debt makes us rich, right?
Yeah, well, why wouldn't you use somebody else's money to make money?
But if you don't have financial education, don't use it.
You can't, yeah.
No, you can't. The other part about it is, too, is that when you look at the cash flow quadrant, ES, B, and the I, how much the stimulus and bailout money, how much are you receiving right now?
A lot. Yeah, I mean, the truth is that, as you know, we're getting government money to buy and build projects. It's been actually there all along, and you know, it's still coming.
Yeah. So we've got some finance, what, $40 million?
HUD, yeah, we do in the apartment world. We do this program called the HUD 221D4 program, which is a 40-year amortization.
Non-recourse, which means they can't come after you.
Correct. And they can, obviously, if you're doing something wrong, but it's non-recourse, which means if the project goes bad, then they don't go after you. Yes.
But the key for the federal government to give us bailout money or stimulus money or government debt is you have to prove that you know how to use debt.
Well, that's the thing. As you know, we've never changed our model ever.
No, never.
We've always been cash flow guys. So what happens is now, as Rodney will tell you, they're really taking a look at the borrowers a lot more than they were before, which is a good thing.
Well, back in around 2004, people were leaving our apartment houses to get a no-document loan.
Yeah, you just fog a mirror, you got it.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
you didn't even have to have a job to get a loan. But what's happened now, Rodney?
Yeah, right now it's tougher than it's ever been before. We're seeing where they continue to tighten the guidelines, where in our business, for example, 21% of our business that was done last quarter can't be done today. What does that mean? More people will be renters.
Amen.
More opportunity for people in the real estate market.
And these are good borrowers. These are not people that have had problems. These are good borrowers.
We're not talking subprime.
Yeah.
We have seen a contraction of guidelines now for 3 years. And now it's getting to the point of good people that are hurting to get loans. In fact, there was a great article the other day that said somebody that had $8 million in the bank couldn't refinance their home just because of what's going on in the markets. So it's an opportunity for people to go invest in real estate like you guys are talking about to get rich.
But we've always invested for cash flow. That's why we were not damaged in this crash.
well, every one of our projects is
Cash
flowing now, and you know, we always reserved, as you know, for lower occupancy or lower rental collections and all those kinds of things. That's what a good management company will do. So when times like this do come, and our revenues are off a little bit because people unfortunately are losing their jobs, but
people are moving back in with mom and dad.
they are, yeah, and mom and dad are moving in with people, and I mean, there's all kinds of scenarios going on. But the truth is that we've reserved for that. You know, the properties that we bought were bought very conservatively, and they're still cash flowing today.
And there's more opportunities now.
A lot more.
Because the government's handing out more money.
So, Rodney, you're a mortgage banker.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about
Well, my
what
name
you
is
do.
Rodney Anderson. I have been a mortgage banker now for over 20 years. I started out
What's
as
a mortgage banker?
A mortgage banker is somebody that we fund our own money. We don't go to outside sources. Mortgage brokers go to outside sources.
And brokers are broke today, right?
And yes, and especially because of the guidelines. I'll give you an example. The mortgage broker business 2 years ago did over 60% of the market. Now that's down to 13% of the market because it was a group of people that many people did not trust. And they are the ones that really went out and they took this cycle and expanded it, but now it's being contracted.
They had people with some of the most crooked mortgage brokers in the history of the world. I could not believe what these guys had no education, no training at all, and they were giving loans to people with no jobs. And they were making millions of dollars.
Robert, I have to go out when I introduce myself and I say I'm a mortgage lender. I have to tell people I'm one of the good guys right behind it. And the reason being is people, no matter if it's in New York or Chicago or in LA or in Phoenix or in Dallas, people want to shoot you because they think you caused this problem. But there's good people that are out there. It's your message of surrounding yourself by a great team because you can have success in having debt. But the key thing is you don't want to overextend yourself, and you want to make sure that you have a backup plan. Your credit card lines of credit are not a backup plan when it comes to investing in real estate. you know, but this is an opportunity of a lifetime. The values of certain properties have come down. I know Kenny's seeing that and being able to take advantage of it. A lot more people are going to be in the rental market because there's no way that the guidelines are going to loosen right now.
So this is a very good time for people who know what they're doing. It's a bad time for people who, even they went to school, had good jobs, and were professional people. If they have no financial education, they're finding out the hard way what my rich dad taught me years ago. Your house is not an asset. Your house is a liability. Our rental properties, as long as they put money in our pocket, are assets. We have two liabilities, our personal home and our vacation home. We call them liabilities, we do not call them assets.
Right, and when we talk about debt, we're actually talking almost opposite of what most people are taught, right?
Right.
It's the opposite. And I think it's just important that we know, like I talk to a lot of women about money. And if you look at it, like this is a sale. We got a big sale going on here, and if it was a department store and they were having a sale on shoes,
That must have went over
people
well.
people would be
Women
driving
going
in
to a
there.
sale?
They love to go to sales. And this is a huge sale right now.
But what's
if you know what you're
interesting
doing.
is the house is an asset to the bank.
Yes,
It's the bank's asset.
Right.
not your
It's
asset.
not yours.
Because the money flows from your pocket to the bank's pocket.
Correct.
Our rental properties, it flows from the renter's pocket, our pocket.
Right.
You know,
And the reason I love the banks, I love mortgage bankers, is because they get us the money to get richer. If you have no financial education, you're using debt to get poor.
right. I think you're going to continue to see the guidelines tightening, therefore meaning more opportunity. I mean, home equity lines a year ago, there were $460 billion done. Last year, there was $43 billion done. That means there's no money flowing to regular, everyday people.
It means retailers are being crushed,
You think
everything's
it's gonna
being
get
crushed.
tighter?
It's going to continue to get tighter right now because the banks are running scared.
But I'll tell you
They're
a great story.
paralyzed, aren't they?
We're, you know, because we've done the right thing and our properties are doing well and we're acquiring at the moment, we had a bank approach us recently, and they basically were going to give us the project for nothing down,
Really?
and they were going to finance the renovations for us to fix it.
That's done all the time. When a bank gets in trouble, Kim and I just did one with this, that one resort and 5 golf courses.
Yeah.
The bank was in trouble because the borrower went bust. So they gave us the project. They also gave us the money to finance the project.
It's because it's on the bank's balance sheet as a negative, and so the FDIC is coming down on the bank, so the bank needs to remove it off their balance sheet.
And give it to
And
us.
so they give it to professional investors to fix it.
And that's great because when the bankers come to people that have had success with it, that's where you have an opportunity of a lifetime. It's how many times in the past have bankers just walked into people and said, "Hey, we'd like for you to take over the project. We know you have success in it."
All the time. A
And
lot.
so that's what
All the time.
But not many people know that, and that not many people know that that's an opportunity to
Or they
make.
don't have the track record. And the track record just comes from starting and doing it again
We're
and
going
again and
to
again.
get a 200-unit project in Arlington, Texas for $2 million.
And how many times? and in the
It's 50% vacant, and it's got bad tenants, and it needs
And that's
fixed.
just
but
the kind of thing you love, don't you?
and they're giving me the money to fix it.
And how much money will that? How much do you think gain could you make on something like that?
I
in a-
figure
in
it'll
a
be worth
5 or
about
10 year?
$6 when I'm done.
It's a $4 million profit there, plus we get cash flow, plus the bank gives all the money. That's why financial intelligence and financial education is so important, but not that stuff that tell you to put money in your savings and put it in a 401k full of mutual funds. You're just going to lose all that money through expenses. Debt is good and debt is bad, but it's only dependent upon how smart you are.